Hey, what's up, guys? Cool Dude here, and today I have a gameplay on Raid. This is another Ground War gameplay. This is not the same gameplay as uploaded before. In case you're wondering, I'm using a different class. Instead of running the Lodestar, I switched over to the K9 Swarm Escort Drone just to make the gameplay a bit more action-packed. This is going to be 157 to 3 with a nuclear. I'm pretty proud of this gameplay. This is a pretty good one, especially for the K9 Swarm, and I think the team ended up leaving halfway through the match. I believe I got a stupid death, which I would, if I wouldn't have died maybe one or two times, I probably would have got a nuclear. Now let's get into the gameplay a little bit. The tactics I used on this map was obviously I had a support party. Let me just shout out my boys real quick. I had Kill for Fun, Sharpness, Swim Your Grandma, Kill All Sniper, Tage, WGH Money Mobile, and Obey Killer. The guy that I skipped over, which I don't even remember the fucking name. That guy was not in my party. The freaking guy, he wasn't in my party. So just to get into the gameplay real quick as well, is the whole tactic that I used pretty much was I let my team run support for me and I just held down the basketball courts on A. What I cut out of the beginning gameplay was we spawned on A at the beginning of the round, but I told my team, let's just fuck A, just run right to C. We didn't cap B till halfway through, which I kind of cut that out as well, just so I could speed things up and get straight into the action. Now, what I just want to talk about in the commentary at hand is another funny story I have about a friend of mine. Now, a friend of mine he's not really the brightest kid, but he's not like special either. So I chill with him a lot in school. You know, he's my boy. We used to play football together. He ended up not playing when I stopped playing. He hurt his shoulder, and he just didn't really want to make it any worse, so he stopped playing as well. Now, the funny story I have about him was he goes to school with me, obviously, and we have a lot of classes together. That's how I met him. Now, he isn't the brightest bulb, so he is probably the worst history student you could ever imagine. He had like a 20 average in history at one point. Now, what ended up happening on this history test was he got like a 9 on it. So me and my boy Dante, he is the dude who I told the story about with all like the ketchup and the honey mustard. He comes into the class upset, Christian, because he got like a 20 on the test. So because Christian is like really, really naive and all that shit, we kind of just played a joke on him because he believes anything you say. So we played a joke saying that, oh, you're gonna go to hell if you fail a test. And then he started getting upset. He like started going crazy. He was like, no, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. And he believed it, and he was just getting so upset. It was fucking hilarious. Now, another funny story I have about Christian was one day after working out, I had to drive him home. We were on our way from the school gym. This was last year. This is my sophomore year in high school. I was driving him home, and he didn't know how to get home. Like, literally, we were just driving around, and I said, yo, you know where we're going? He's like, yeah, we're going the right way. So 10 minutes into the car ride, he's like, oh, I forgot where I live. Damn. So we had to drive all the way around town, and I had to figure out where he lived. Like, I pretty much had to tell him where he lived in order to get him home. Now, Christian is a strong guy. He's really, really funny as well. He's a cool dude. Like, I fucks with him a lot. He's cool, and he's just a bit naive. It's funny though. He's a good kid by heart. Now, another funny story I have about Christian was this is probably the funniest story that I have about Christian. This was the day that we were playing football, right? This was, I believe, my JV year, so this was freshman going into sophomore year. So we're in football camp, right? Football camp, and pretty much in football camp we get a break. Everyone just fools around. They just play around with each other. We just relax and we just chill out. So we're just playing around, and all of a sudden we just start playing. We're just making fun of each other. All fun and games though. No one's being really serious. So we end up telling Christian that yo, do you know what TV stands for? And he stands there blank, just staring at us. He goes, no, what does TV stand for? And then we asked him some other fucking stupid shit. We asked him, like, what was, like, some numbers multiplied by other numbers, and he just couldn't seem to figure it out. And from that point on, we realized Christian wasn't the brightest kid, and it just became a little bit of a joke. Like, we ended up convincing him that his name wasn't Christian and his real name was Frank. He literally responded to Frank the whole year. The teachers started to call him Frank. But approaching up to our junior year and now our senior year, he's gotten a lot smarter. He doesn't like fucking believe everything, and you can't convince him his name's Frank anymore. He knows exactly what's going on, and he's aware of what's going on too. It's pretty funny if you ask me. But I don't know. That's just the story I want to tell today. I kind of ended that's the end of the commentary for today. Just a little joke of a story. But for the rest of the video, just so we don't run out of because I still have a lot of time left, and I don't want to have you guys just listening to the game volume. What I just want to get into is some tips on this map for Ground War, because this is my second 150 plus. I failed 200 twice on this map. I'm gonna get it eventually. I'm not too much of a Ground War player, as everyone knows, but I'm making my way slowly into there. Now, the only tips that I could give for this map is make sure that you have a VSAT up at all times, and if you get EMP'd, you do not want to be aggressive. One of the attempts I gave on this map, I ended up only getting like 130 kills for the whole match because I kept getting EMP'd, and when I was getting EMP'd, I was still trying to run the spawn trap, but I would always make the mistake and look at the wrong side where the enemy was coming up behind me or whatever, because I couldn't sound horn because all the explosions from the swarms. So when you get EMP'd, you just gotta back off. If I was running hardwire, which I should have been, I probably could have dropped to 200. I could have got more aggressive on the A captures and all that good stuff. But for me, for those of you that don't know, I can't play without toughness. I'm not good without toughness. Toughness is a must for me. I've tried playing without it. It just don't seem to work for the most part. So toughness is a very, very needed thing. So I'm kind of restricted to what I can use, because my class in this video is Flak Jacket, Hardline, Toughness, Scavenger, C4, Suppressor, Stock, AN. So what might end up happening is I might have to just drop Toughness at some point, just take Scavenger, and I think I'm pretty much just going to go with the 3 attachments, or maybe run Tac Mask, or I'm going to have to do Hardwire, Tac Mask, something, because playing without Tac Mask is a game changer for me. Like when I go on the multi-team trying to look for a quick double nuclear for a video, the other day I was going for a double nuclear, and my boy Basketball was going for double nuclear, and we got into a lobby where the kid was just throwing stun grenades with a Scorpion. Overall, the kid wasn't really that good of a player. He was really predictable how he played. You could always predict him, but due to the combination of me and Basketball being on a 3-bar and he himself being on a 4 throwing stuns with a Scorpion, it was pretty much damn impossible to kill him if you got into a gunfight, because you were always stunned. He was on host, or I guess host, maybe he was just 4-barring or whatever, and we were on the disadvantage of the connection, and he was using the Scorpion. So it was kind of like one of those lobbies where, obviously you can get the gameplay, you're better than the guy, but always some stupid shit ends up happening like that. Now, what I'm just going to talk about as well with why I don't really like running lethals too much in Ground War is I am very unlucky. I always get killed by my swarm. When I was on a 200 game as well, I was on like 150. I was on another set of streaks, and I ended up getting fucking killed by my own swarm. I believe it happens in this video. I'm not too sure, but I think I got killed by a swarm. If not this one, it happened in the game before this, because we played this map twice. I was on another 150, but I didn't upload that one. No, it was 120 something. That's right. See, there you go. That's the fucking swarm that killed me. This could have been over like a 170, possibly, if my swarm and K9 would have went ham real quick for the 20. But for the most part, if you're going for a high gameplay, just use a gun you're comfortable with. Use streaks you're comfortable with. Play with a support party that you get along with and you know a lot about. The support party I was playing with, they're good, but this is only like maybe our 3rd time running support. So, I mean, shout out to them. They did the best they could. I did the best I could. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's been cool, dude. There'll be more gameplays like this in the future. This is 157-3, 10,000 score with a nuclear. Hope you enjoyed.